prompted the conversation in that Bollywood is over because Bollywood is too woke, and that the South has the finger on the public sentiment, and that Hindi cinema has lost the plot. And part of sounding the knell was the fact that Pushpa was such a big success, and Allu Arjun has made a huge impact in the way that conversation went. Somehow the success of his film was paramount. They said as an actor he has captured the imagination of the nation. Barry Bharadwaj, what is it that you think about? Is it about Allu Arjun that's made everyone sit up and take notice?
I wouldn't say. I just want to begin by saying that it's not just Allu Arjun, it's the Southern stars themselves. They are very unapologetic about one thing, which is masala cinema. They really get the pulse of that cinema. They know how to play it. They know how to emote according to its requirements. So they are very unapologetic about that, and I think that's something that's across Southern cinema, and Allu Arjun kind of is just like he kind of demonstrates what I just said.
And Bharadwaj, what about it was this film that connected with the whole nation? It was essentially about red sandalwood smugglers in Andhra. Was it because it was rooted, or this is Allu Arjun, who comes from a familiar film dynasty that is accepted by the Telugu masses. The fact is that we've all been watching different kinds of cinema in lockdown, but even before that, dubbed films were doing phenomenally well. Were they all factors that added to this success of Pushpa and Allu Arjun, you feel?
Yeah, I think so, because I think Allu Arjun's Ala Vaikutta Pramla was a big hit in its dubbed version, and then this came along, and I think the fact is also that there is a when there is a big it's only now that Bollywood is kind of woken up to the fact that there is a big percentage of population out there that, because right now what Bollywood has been doing is trying to make its money out of the 10 big cities, right? So it's been targeting stories made at those 10 cities. So when you're talking about a mass hit, it's usually your Salman movie or something like that. But that movie hasn't come in a long while, and the South has always been making those movies, and Pushpa was one of those that broke through and deliver that larger than life entertainment. In fact, you can even name Prabhas's Saho, which actually was a hit in Hindi compared to Telugu, where it was not that big a success.
Mm-hmm. Okay, staying on the South, let's look at RRR as well. I don't think anyone on this panel thinks it's the best film ever we've made in India, but it's the audacity of the film that's worked. Rajamouli suspends our disbelief higher and higher, and the whole world is lapping it up. So what was that one factor or combination of factors that worked for Team RRR? Komal Nata, sir, if you would like to comment on this.
I think if you were to say one thing, a lot of things work for it. The grandeur, the making, the suspension of disbelief, as you said, the performances, the direction, everything worked. But if you were to ask me that one thing, I think it was entertainment. It was entertainment on such a grand scale that people couldn't believe what they had seen. And that worked maximum in its favor. The stars, their stardom, everything put together. But it was that one entertainment of a very high order. And I think after the lockdown, people were waiting for this kind of cinema. Another thing I would like to add here is it broke the myth that action works only in single screen cinemas and smaller towns. Bollywood makers had made a theory and led everybody to believe that different cinema or a little comedy, a little drama, etc. works, but action works only in single screen cinemas. Multiplex audiences don't like to watch action. RRR disproved that because it went far and wide, and every single place, whether multiplexes or single screen cinemas, it did such great business that it disproved the theory, the myth, it broke the myth. and it was a self-made myth, and people, the Bollywood makers, had started believing in that and started making films accordingly. But now they have realized that action can also work in multiplexes.
Well, Oscar is a buzzword when it comes to RRR. We know that Variance Films, the US distributor, is going to be submitting it in all the categories. Mayank, what do you think the chances of the film are? Because highly loved as it is, do you think people are loving it ironically? And what do you think about its Academy Award chances?
Well, I don't think this is the kind of film that you would necessarily look for an Academy Award for. Yes, there is a perception and a fair perception because it's been accepted really hugely by an audience that hadn't seen a film like this from India in the past. And Netflix has made that possible, and of course, theatrically also. And in that sense, I think obviously all the credit goes to Rajamouli, right? I mean, we keep making this distinction between North and South. But the fact is, it's really the filmmakers and their vision. And in this particular case, Rajamouli, and given that he was, coming after Bahubali, and he managed to tell a very, very strong story along with all the visual effect, which I think I thought was lacking in Brahmastra. Brahmastra has the special effect, but it's not an easy story to sort of digest. It's not as much fun to watch as a storytelling exercise as RRR is. So I think some of the credit, in fact, all of the credit should go to the director. And you're talking about Allu Arjun before this. I mean, he wasn't just the story of 2021. I think he's the story of the past decade. I remember meeting him in 2011 when he came to Mumbai and sort of, sussing the scene out because Rana Daggubati had made his Bollywood debut at the time. And nobody knew him in that sense. But when his film came out, by then, because people had watched Telugu cinema over satellite television, had sort of consumed that sort of entertainment over time in even OTT platforms and in the dub versions, he was a star, except we didn't know it. That divide remains between the big cities and the smaller towns. I think it will merge eventually. And it doesn't just need to be stardom. I think Bharadwaj, I'm not too sure Saho was a hit in Hindi market. I think Kumar might know better. He might be able to inform us better, but I don't think it wasn't just the stardom of Prabhas. It was Bahubali that did really well, and it was RRR that did really well. And I think all the credit should go to Rajamouli for it.
All right, let's go on to Kartik Aaryan because I know we're running dreadfully out of time, though I would love to, dwell more upon this. Now, Kartik is being touted as the current reigning outsider after Bhool Bhulaiya 2. Even those who had burned bridges with him in the industry were singing his praises. Now, this film made about 180 crores and, Komal, you can correct me on that, not the biggest hit of the year. So, why is Kartik so sought after now? This one hit has made him a superstar from a star. Vikram, if you would come in on this.
Well, there's one word, success. Nothing succeeds like success. And when success is not, something that comes by very often, we think that the person who has gotten success has the answer, which sadly is not the case. Well, I don't think there's anything great about Kartik Aaryan being on this list, with all due respect to him. Because a successful film is a good thing. And he's an outsider, but we've had a lot of outsiders, including somebody like a Shah Rukh Khan. I think a film like Bhool Bhulaiya has a lot of pluses. It's a